All right, thanks so much, guys. Well, speaking of cool, we're going to see slightly cooler weather across much of the country. Right now, only 21 million people under heat advisories and heat watches, so that's good news. Jet stream dips to the south and here in the east on into the Gulf Coast, I should say the Great Lakes. We're looking at temperatures below average Grand Rapids, Buffalo, but above average Wilmington, Atlanta, on into the southwest. That'll continue tomorrow when the heat starts to build a bit. Nashville, you'll be above average at 92. Macon, Georgia, you'll be at 92. Roswell, New Mexico, 103 degrees, then stays hot as we move into the weekend, into early next week in Kansas City, Memphis, Raleigh, New York City as well. And we're watching the tropics right now. We've got this one disturbance that's developing. This tropical storm likely will form this weekend. It would be Beryl in the Windward Islands. Conditions are unusually favorable this time of year for development in late June. In fact, since 1960, only 2 named storms have formed east of the 51st longitude. So we're going to be watching this very closely. Why? Part of the problem, warmer water records. It's warmer now. These waters warmer now than they would be in August. So that is fuel for the fire, and we'll be watching it all weekend long. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Al, thanks. Good morning, and a view via Earth Cam showing what's not happening. We don't have the storms and the rain, just the clouds, but that's almost out of here too. You can see on the satellite picture just about done. 68 at Central Park in Merrick, 67 in Sunshining in Poughkeepsie. We'll head up to 86, so still a little sticky through midday, but eventually nice and comfortable heading into this evening. Cool and crisp tonight, 63 in the city, north and west areas dipping into the 40s. So beautiful on Friday, still unsettled throughout the weekend.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Hi, everyone. It's a freezing warning in the deserts, and winds are expected to increase as we step into the afternoon hours. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock temperatures are going to be hot, and then you factor in some gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Fire danger will be elevated. Now, believe it or not, the temperatures today are actually coming down a few degrees. It's going to be a great summer day. We'll be under mostly sunny skies. 80s around the basin, Orange County, upper 80s, low 90s in the valleys and IE, 90s and triple digits in the deserts. Make it a great one.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everybody. We are looking at a pretty nice day for your Thursday. Sunny, cooler temperatures in place for the afternoon with highs in the 70s, 60s, though, along the lakefront. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, temperatures back in the 50s and 60s. And looking ahead to your Friday, dry to start, but showers and storms developing into the afternoon. It will be more typical with our temperatures closer to average for this time of year for Friday with a high of 83.
Your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Bill Henley. Clouds move out, sunshine takes over, and a refreshing breeze out of the northwest brings in drier air. You'll feel the difference this afternoon. Temperatures warm into the upper 80s, so a warm summer day, but so much more comfortable than yesterday. 85 at the shore, upper 80s for Delaware and South Jersey. Cooler tomorrow with very low humidity on Friday. Then the mugginess starts to return this weekend with a chance of showers, and warmer Saturday up to 88. Have a great day.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning to you. More of the same. Another heat advisory today, so continue with those heat precautions. The view at Dallas Love Field, it's kind of a hazy scene. Temperatures are starting off in the low 80s. Will climb to the 90s by late morning and eventually up to triple digits, 100 for the high, but it's going to feel more like 110 to 111. So take it easy. Don't overdo it. There's a slight rain chance still hanging on down to the south and to the southeast, but DFW will stay dry. Hot weather with more triple digits through the upcoming weekend.
Guys.
All right, Al, thank you.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Slight change to the heat advisory today, still from noon to 7 o'clock this evening, but it's for western and our northwestern cities where the heat index will climb all the way to 110. I think for the rest of us, it's more of a range of 106 to 108 degrees. So still incredibly hot. And we also may be tracking some thunderstorms this afternoon, a 30% chance from 4 to 6 o'clock. And those could last all the way through 8 o'clock this evening. Otherwise, it is going to be a hot day. 96 for our high temperature. And it's going to stay that way all the way through the start of the weekend.
Weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Chester McNeil, starting off with the cloud cover around the area, helping to keep those temperatures a little bit lower. Plus, we'll have the chance for some rain pushing into the area. Now, the chance for showers could happen anytime. A little more likely to see those thunderstorms once we get toward the afternoon. We'll be watching for that. Mix of sun and clouds everywhere else until temperatures only around 90 degrees. Going to see that the same as we head into Friday. The chance for the rain continues right on through the weekend with some drier air working in next week. Those temperatures will be going up next week as well.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning here in Washington this morning, the 77th longitude line. We are under still a mostly cloudy sky, but these clouds are going to be moving out very, very quickly. We'll end up with a mostly sunny afternoon, starting off in the 60s and low 70s currently. It'll be a seasonably warm afternoon. Today's high 88 would be exactly average for today's date, and even a little bit cooler tomorrow. Only 86 for a high on your Friday. Much hotter and more humid for the weekend.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Monsoon's going to dip out a little bit as we head into the weekend, keeping it dry here in the valley and turning even hotter by Sunday. Then we'll put our eyes back to the sky Sunday through next week as the monsoon gets its act back together and puts shower chances statewide.
Thinking about selling your home? Just put in your address and get your price a higher price only at 72sold.com.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's a little muggy out there this morning and a few showers near the coast, but during the afternoon they push inland and actually end pretty early. Otherwise, a high today of 91 with that high humidity. So a 20% rain chance near the coast this morning, 40% in the middle of the day. And by the evening, those showers decrease. Tomorrow is actually pretty similar, and then late day storms return this weekend.
Closed captioning on News Channel 8 is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, forthepeople.com.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Cloudy skies this morning, a little bit of rain around the area. That's going to continue off and on through the commute, and then turn to showers as we head towards later on this morning on through the afternoon, mostly from about Seattle northward in convergence for later this morning and this afternoon. South of Seattle, you might see some clearing today. Temperatures mostly in the mid-60s. Morning clouds and sunshine, low to mid-70s Friday. Partly sunny on Saturday, might be a few showers late, mid-70s. Partly sunny, just a few showers on Sunday, and then sunshine and warming up as we head towards midweek next week.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
I'm forewarned meteorologist Ashley Barrissey. Sunshine and drier air returns for this Thursday. Mid-70s by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Slightly below average, but topping out in the upper 70s. So with the lower humidity, a really pleasant day on tap. Showers will return Friday night into Saturday, but more comfortable through Friday.
Looking for Local 4 Plus? Open your Click on Detroit app, go to menu, and click Local 4 Plus. Stream Local 4 News live and get all your favorite stories. Check it out now.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. It is a beautiful day today. We'll see increasing clouds as we head through the afternoon, 75 degrees. Cloudy skies. It is going to be mainly dry today. Clouds will come in from really a dying area of rain showers. When do we get our rain? Watch the time. Overnight tonight through Friday morning, 5 o'clock in the morning through 9, and then a couple of hit or miss showers and storms throughout the afternoon. But once we get past that first batch of rain, it's not the wettest of days. Drying out Saturday and Sunday, back to the 70s.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. I'm First Warning meteorologist Kellyanne Class. Scattered showers and thunderstorms quickly develop this afternoon and evening. And our high temperatures today top out in the low and mid 90s, feeling a lot more like the triple digits.
This First Warning weather update is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Dial pound law on your cell phone.
Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. Protecting America. Fighting for you. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Overnight showers and thunderstorms are leaving the state, but more moisture is coming our way with a flood watch out to the west. Showers and thunderstorms will be widely scattered across the state right on into Denver. We see a little sunshine tomorrow morning, then the showers and thunderstorms come right on back. So 91 degrees today, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and storms in Denver. For tomorrow, 92 degrees with the same deal. Then 84, cooler on Saturday with a chance for a few storms, and then right back into the 90s for your Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Okay, South Florida, so everything's kind of shifting west to east. What does that mean? Typically, we don't see much rain first half of the day with this setup, but we do as we get some daytime heating. So showers and thunderstorms developing midday into the afternoon, and it's hot and humid here for the rest of the week. So here's the timing of that. You know, it's pretty dry, and then boom, noon, 2, 3, 4 o'clock or so, the storms are out there. Then they fade again for the evening. Then we get a little bit of an east breeze. I'm hoping that means by the afternoon this weekend, storms push west, but there's a lot of instability in the air.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
A picture-perfect Thursday out in front of us. A little bit of fog this morning. That's quickly burning off, and we'll have lots of sunshine today. Lower humidity every single hour of the day. We're in the 70s for highs. Tomorrow it'll be warmer, but humidity still stays low with some late-day clouds. Rain and storms move in Saturday. Some of those could be severe, and then we clear out and dry out into next week.
From basement waterproofing to foundation repair, let the local experts at Ohio Basement Systems help. Visit ohiobasementsystems.com to schedule a free inspection today.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Sunny skies and seasonal temperatures to be expected for your Thursday ahead. We'll have light winds coming out of the westerly direction, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures will top out in the low 90s with a cooling breeze resuming later this evening.
The day comes at you fast.
And we're here to help you keep up.
KCRA 3 News from 4 to 7 a.m., connecting you to big stories.
So you know what's going on in your town.
Now with weather and traffic every 10 minutes. KCRA 3 News from 4 to 7 a.m.
That's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning. Checking your forecast for today. Clouds increase throughout the day today. Not as hot as a 99 from yesterday. Close to 90. There may be a couple showers and a storm later on this afternoon into the evening. Checking the Guy Roofing 7-day forecast for your Friday. Highs in the low 90s. Storm chance in the afternoon. A really hot weekend with weather wear conditions both Saturday and Sunday. Heat index temperatures about 105 both days. We're in the upper 80s Monday into Tuesday of next week. That's your forecast this morning.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. We have another heat advisory in effect for most of the viewing area, especially from the Triangle area southward. It'll feel like 102 to 108 this afternoon. We also have a level 1 risk for severe storms in our eastern counties, damaging winds, the biggest threat.
Inside a WRAL certified accurate forecast, you get the largest team of meteorologists.
No matter where, how, or when you want.
WRAL is always live, always local,
and always protecting what matters to you. That's weather coverage you can count on.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, I'm Rod Hill. Behind me, the map shows 5 p.m. temperature projections, and notice with me that most inland areas are somewhere around 70 degrees, and the cooler weather across our entire state means there are no warnings for high fire danger today. No warnings, so that's terrific news. Light showers mainly this morning here in the Portland area, becoming primarily dry and partly cloudy this afternoon. High of 72. We'll get back to sunshine and 81 tomorrow, 80 on Saturday.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
And hi, good morning. Meteorologist Jim Castillo here. Plenty of sunshine today. 88 for that high. Not as humid this afternoon. 87 tomorrow. Mostly cloudy. Maybe a spot shower or storm. A better chance of seeing storms and showers late Friday night, early Saturday. Then it's steamy, it's hot, humid on Saturday, 95. And then it does get better on Sunday, less humid, sunny, 85.
This Today Show weather update is brought to you by your Quality Ford dealers.
And that's your latest weather, guys. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Some of you still have a little fog, but beautiful in places like Fishers at 116th Street there. Later today, we'll go from 61 to 82, 84 tomorrow with a chance for rain late in the day.
Weather on 13 News is sponsored by Ray Skillman Chevrolet.
Skillman Chevy's got your truck, man.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everyone. I'm First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro, and we have more heat and humidity coming our way over the next few days. 3 First Alert weather days going into Friday and this weekend. Additional alert days are coming next week with high temperatures that could be as high as the upper 90s, heat index values that will be well into the triple digits. Today, we do get a break from the worst of the heat and the humidity. We're starting in the 70s, some cloud cover, a leftover shower this afternoon. We have sunshine returning, mid to the upper 80s and lower humidity.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
All right, deep subtropical moisture in place for southern and eastern Utah today. We're going to bring in a cool front that will fire off showers and storms. Some could turn severe. Flash flood risk is elevated in eastern Utah today.
KSL weather sponsored by Same Day Heating and Air.
That's a better one. We take you to a southern Utah reservoir for some hard-fighting, chunky rainbows.
Just a slob.
Saturday on KSL Outdoors.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Allison. We're starting the day with some low clouds. Clouds will break for some sunshine as we make our way through the afternoon hours. So we're going to see temperatures at lunchtime at about 74. This afternoon, we'll get to the upper 70s. So more comfortable today. If you're doing some cleanup, today is a good day to do the storm cleanup in the forecast. Very comfortable through the evening as temperatures stay right there in the upper 70s. Early this evening, still 74 at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, warmer, highs in the 80s. Chance of storms over the weekend.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Skies clearing today. It's still going to be hot, close to 90 degrees, but at least it's a little less humid, and even by tomorrow, even less humid and more comfortable. Friday's the best day to be outside. By the weekend, it's steamy again with chances for showers and storms.
This summer, the world comes back together for an Olympics like no other.
It is a new world lead.
I'm Jason Newton. Join us in Paris for another gold medal performance during the Summer Games. Watch our exclusive coverage of the Paris Games on WBAL TV 11.
All right, Al, thank you. Coming up.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning. We do have some clouds around this morning, but those will gradually clear. And for the inland valleys, it'll be another sunny day. Seasonable high temperatures, about the low 80s to maybe the mid 80s as we head through the afternoon. The coast will be in the mid to low 70s. Tomorrow's going to be very similar. Enjoy it, though, because over the weekend we heat up again. Near 80 at the coast this weekend, near 90 inland. This carries into next week for your 4th of July. So it is still going to be pretty warm next week. Mountains will be back in the 90s this weekend and very hot in the deserts.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Hey there, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hot and humid again today, so we have another heat advisory. Those feels like temperatures ranging between 105 and 110 degrees. This morning, a few patchy clouds, warm and muggy. This afternoon, partly to mostly sunny, hot and humid forecast high between 98 to as high as 99.
Dreaming of a new ride? RVFCU has competitive rates and you may qualify for no payments for 60 days. Ask about motorcycle, RV, boat, and ATV loans. Visit rbfcu.org.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everybody. Bright sunshine building in behind all that crazy storminess. And we also have drier air building in. Blue skies and sun today and tomorrow are gorgeous, gorgeous late June days. Right now, the dew points are still slightly high along the shoreline. Air temperatures are nice and comfortable in the 60s. We'll have highs between about 80 and 85 degrees today, but with the humidity and a breeze, the humidity being low and the breeze blowing around, it'll feel great. Tomorrow is meteorological perfection with nothing but sunshine, highs near 80.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Happy Thursday, everybody. It is 7:43. If you're headed to the pool today, it's a good day to be there. We'll warm close to 70 by 10 o'clock, mid-70s by lunchtime, low 80s this afternoon, less humid today, lots of sunshine out. Just make sure you've got the sunscreen. UV peaks at about a 10 today and tomorrow. Puts burn time anywhere between about 10 and 15 minutes with those strongest rays between 11 and 4 o'clock. You'll want the sunscreen. Keep the sunglasses handy, too.
Storm Team 4's Your Neck of the Woods forecast is sponsored by Designer Looks at Value City Furniture.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
And happy Thursday. A little muggy this morning, but feels really nice. We're in the upper 60s, low 70s, headed for the mid 80s today. I'm expecting increasing clouds and a couple sprinkles that could roll in later this afternoon.
This guy ran a red light and T-boned me. The insurance company was giving me a hard time, so I called Mike. Mike's team got me a $220,000 settlement.
I've got this.
Call 816-888-7500.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Get Thursday morning a hot and humid day, and it's likely to be our first 100-degree day of the season here in Austin, coming about a week ahead of normal. Feels like temperatures easily getting into the low 100s. We have another heat advisory in place. We're also going to be looking at a less than 10% chance of a quick spot shower this afternoon. Most stay dry. Highs in the upper 90s to low 100s through the weekend, but heads up, by early next week, our first plume of Saharan dust likely to bring some hazy skies to Texas.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's going to be a nice day. Some extra clouds coming our way as a cool front comes through. Couple stray showers, so warrants having the umbrella at least handy as you head out and about. Highs in the upper 80s to 90 for much of the upstate, mid 80s for the mountains.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Roy Wood Jr. is done with DIY.
That's the furniture piece for the year. Next year, we'll do a bookshelf.
Then,
you know something's about to go down.
Josh Weissman delivers quite the dish. Today at 2.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
For our area today, expect low humidity this afternoon and temperatures that'll hit the low 80s. Right now it's 64, 79 by noon, 83 for our high. Our best chance for rain over the weekend comes in on Saturday.
WLWT update brought to you by Apollo Home. One company, one call.
Cincinnati's choice since 1910. Apollo Home. Heating and air, plumbing and drains, sewer to electrical. Choose Apollo. Visit apollohome.com.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Cooler temperatures and lots of sunshine today. We're starting off in the 50s and 60s this morning, only getting towards the lower 70s for this afternoon. Maybe a couple upper level clouds mixing in later on today. Otherwise, enjoy the sunshine, the comfortable temperatures, a bit warmer inland towards the mid 70s.
Phantom fireworks. Brighter, louder, safer. When America wants fireworks, America buys Phantom. Phantom fireworks, lighting up backyards of America from coast to coast. Visit fireworks.com for a location near you.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good day, everyone. Steve Villanueva here, heading up to 92 degrees this afternoon. Once again, we'll have those offshore thunderstorms. They're going to start inland and then push towards I-95 as we head towards the afternoon and evening hours, and then eventually slide offshore. Any storm could produce some very heavy rainfall, some flooding possible. Same story for Friday, more of an inland storm event for the weekend.
Eddie Murphy.
And Kelly.
Yes, sounds good to me. Plus from the Bear, Abby Elliott. Next, Kelly.
Today at 3, watch WPTV.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Happy Thursday to you, friends. It's expected to be another hot one here in Las Vegas. We'll be at 97 degrees by 9 a.m., 108 by 4 p.m. Triple digits for most of the valley for today's highs. And here's a look at your today of high of 109 here in Las Vegas. And then here is your 7-day forecast. We will be back to the 109s by the weekend, and we'll tick up even hotter by Tuesday.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Louis Turner. Your next 12 hours, another hot, steamy day. No heat advisories in place, but we will have a shower or storm this afternoon in your 7-day. A little bit of a break from the rain. We'll still have some isolated storms on Friday.
Weather is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. For the people, not the powerful.
Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. Injured, there's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Beautiful weather this morning, one of the cooler mornings we've had, but we're being greeted with nothing but full sunshine out there and a bright blue sky. Comfortable conditions are expected with temperatures currently in the mid-50s to upper 50s. We'll be in the upper 60s right around the noon hour, and we'll peak today with highs in the mid-70s, which is a little bit below average. Warming things up a bit for Friday and Saturday, a little more humidity, but at the same time, a chance of showers and thunderstorms late Friday through the first half of Saturday.
Weather update brought to you by Service Professor.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Now, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler.
We'll get some scattered showers wrapping up this morning, and then we'll have partly cloudy skies, really a mix of sun and clouds. Isolated showers will be possible after that point. Temperatures cooler today, let's say less hot. 87 degrees for the high. It's still going to be pretty humid. It'll feel like the low 90s with the heat index. Tomorrow feels pretty good, 83 degrees and partly cloudy.
That's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Our News 8 Storm Team forecast today calls for plentiful sunshine to start. We have cleared out behind a cold front, and it will be turning less humid, so it's dropping by the hour, that humidity. For the afternoon, mostly sunny, seasonable 86. This evening, few clouds, pleasant 82. For tonight, we drop into the 60s. Wouldn't be surprised to see some upper 50s out there. Clear and comfortable. Then tomorrow, more sunshine, a nice pleasant day with highs in the 80s. Now, rain chances do return this weekend. A few around on Saturday, some scattered activity early Sunday.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Wednesday was our hottest day in 2 years, but our temperatures are starting to come down as cloud cover and rain chances start to increase. Humidity is going to stay with us through the weekend with increasing rain chances through Sunday.
At Windsor Jewelers, we're here to help you make your engagement ring purchase as stress-free as possible. Our expert staff will work with you to find the best ring at the right price, guaranteed. Windsor Jewelers, let us be your jewelry store for life.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We've had some showers around this morning. I would keep the umbrella close by with some occasional showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms as we get into this afternoon. Temperatures won't be hot, but we'll get close to 90 later today.
When you hear this, it's an alert for live updates of the latest weather conditions, so you know where storms will hit and how bad they'll get. Because when you know what to expect, you can prepare for what's next. Download the WVTM 13 app today.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, Oklahoma. This afternoon, slightly less hot. We'll still have a heat index near 100 for Oklahoma City, a high of 92. Southwestern Oklahoma, a heat advisory. A couple of storms later today. There's a slight risk to the northwest, mainly for this evening. There's still a question as to how far south the lines will build, but we could have some storms for the metro around 9 or 10 if it holds together. Wind and hail would be the main threats. 100 for tomorrow, heat index over 110, and then isolated storms for Sunday.
Thank you. Coming up in Pop Start.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Meteorologist Juana Andrew here with a check of your forecast. And for today, starting off with some areas of patchy fog, but by the afternoon, plenty of sunshine, highs in the 80s and lower humidity for today. Tomorrow, the clouds increase, our temperatures will increase, and we'll also watch the humidity starting to ramp up a bit before we have to deal with some rounds of rain for the second half of your Saturday into Sunday morning.
Download the Wave Weather app, sponsored by the Coyle Automotive Group.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
beautifully efficient. Glass-right windows and doors. Clearly New Mexico's best.
We're waking up on the warm and muggy side on this Thursday morning, but staying relatively dry right here in the metro. A little bit of a different story going into the afternoon and evening hours, as we'll see more of those scattered showers and thunderstorms breaking out, producing some of that locally heavy rainfall. But that's also going to keep temperatures a little bit cooler this afternoon. Going for a high of 90 here in Albuquerque today, with drier weather by Friday and a high of 93.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Still holding on to a lot of clouds across the Mid-South to at least start off the day. More sunshine will be peeking through soon enough as we take a look at the Old Bridge this morning. I-55 going across the Mississippi River. Numbers are in the 70s as step out the door. 75 in Clarksdale. Of course, you guys plenty warm the last couple of days. We'll get up near 90 degrees this afternoon. A positive note, a northeasterly wind helping to nudge down the humidity levels ever so slightly. Not for very long, though. It's right off to the races again as we head through the weekend. Better chances for rain approaching us by Sunday.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning through our Island View Casino camera. You can see the cloudy skies we have on the Mississippi Gulf Coast and pretty cloudy across southeast Louisiana. Some scattered showers and storms, mainly down here on the South Shore right now. Temperatures this afternoon, mid-80s to low 90s.
Ignite your imagination at the Hurwitz Men's Independence Sale. Boom! Save 40 to 60% store-wide. Plus, get a discount equal to double your sales tax and no interest till 2026. This sectional's just $8.99 through July 4th, only at Hurwitz Men's.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Now, your local Weather Authority forecast, brought to you by Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning.
Good morning. I'm Ruben Contreras with your forecast. We're cooling off. We're avoiding the triple digits. A little breezy from time to time. Winds will be northwest 10 to 15 miles an hour throughout the afternoon and evening. Most of the valley will have sunny skies, but the winds will keep the haze and smoke from local wildfires on the east side of the valley in the lower foothills and the Sierra. Near 100 for the weekend. Temperatures heat up fast. Extreme heat returns next week.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning. The rain is behind us. We're still cloudy, but headed towards more sunshine as the day progresses, heading into the 80s throughout the interior, low to mid 80s with some falling humidity this afternoon and evening. So you might be able to give the AC units a bit of a break, if not overnight tonight, then certainly into tomorrow. Couple days lined up just in the 70s, which is slightly below usual. That's Friday and Saturday. Mostly sunny skies for a lovely Friday. More clouds, though, move in Saturday, along with a rain risk starting late Saturday evening and extending through Sunday.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
I would call it refreshingly pleasant, maybe a little on the cool side. Wait till tomorrow morning when we're in the 40s and 50s. 60s now. We're on our way to close to 70. Lots of sunshine, Buffalo to the Falls. Lingering clouds across the southern tier, but we're all in for a delightful day this afternoon with temperatures into the low 70s. We're close to 80 degrees tomorrow. Rain and thunderstorms likely on Saturday.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We'll track some areas of morning rain and a few thunderstorms with that onshore Gulf breeze. But by the afternoon, I think a lot of us closer to the coast will see drier, sunnier, and pretty hot conditions, up to 91 degrees. Rain chances today a little bit lower than yesterday, but notice where we see those rain chances mostly in the morning.
The Today Show, sponsored by City Mattress, family owned since 1964. Count on the experience of NBC2's Allison Ray.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning. For today, partly sunny with an isolated shower possible. Otherwise, it will be a little bit breezy today with a northwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Temperatures around 80. For tonight, mostly clear and comfortable. We'll look for lows to drop into the low 50s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine for Friday. We're into the low 80s. More humid heading into the weekend with better chance for some showers and storms. Temperatures into the 80s.
There's so many reasons to watch Kelly.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Clouds and an isolated shower off to our north early this morning, but already clearing out with more sunshine expected as we go throughout the day, turning mostly sunny, breezy and pleasant, feeling comfortable into the afternoon with high temperatures topping out in the upper 70s.
Don't miss Old Brick's Independence Day event. Now's the perfect time to add a little sparkle to your room with 0% interest for 60 months, plus up to 70% off outlet items. Going on now at Old Brick and oldbrick.com.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, meteorologist Sandy Brown. Here's a look at your forecast for today. Partly cloudy. Nice start this morning. Temperatures will be warming to those mid and lower 90s by this afternoon. We will have southeasterly winds about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and there's that partly cloudy sky. Feels like temperatures mid to upper 90s, potentially some of us feeling right around 100 by the afternoon hours. 93, that'll do it for your daytime high here for Tulsa. 91 down towards Okmulgee. 91 over to Grove for today. Some showers rolling in later tonight.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
It is 7:43 and we have blue skies over downtown Des Moines, but some clouds out to the north and west. 68 degrees is our temperature. An east wind at 7 and dew points are in the 50s, so it's feeling pretty good out there. There are more clouds out here in western Iowa. These clouds will continue to fill in across the state. There may be a sprinkle or two, but the bulk of the rain is going to stay back over Nebraska today. 82 degrees. We'll see increasing clouds, again, a couple of showers or sprinkles. Most of the heavy rain comes in overnight by morning with a low of 69.
Guys?
All right, Al, thank you. Coming up in Pop Start.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
How's it? It's going to be a beautiful Thursday. Trade winds are still in control. We don't see a lot of rain out there. Just a few windward showers this morning. Drier by lunchtime. High temperature running into the upper 80s. A gorgeous day ahead. And we have some rising swells for northwest and south shores. Nothing too big, but it's improvement over yesterday. And with those trade winds blowing in, we're going to see some pretty nice stuff. But heads up, we are expecting some rain coming in over the weekend, mainly for windward and Mocha areas.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
I hope you're having a good Thursday. I'm weather forecaster Jenny Power. We are still going to be unsettled today with areas shaded in green here, expecting to see the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms. So as we take a look at your power planner, daytime highs are also going to be cooler today compared to yesterday. We'll reach 73 degrees this afternoon in Spokane and see again the chances of those showers and isolated thunderstorms really lingering through the middle part of our day before dry conditions arrive for tomorrow.
That's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
From our factory to your family room, direct is better. Visit the Texture Showroom.
Not quite as hot today. High temperatures in the 80s for the next several afternoons. Scattered storm chances going up this weekend. Lower humidity early next week before the 90s return just ahead of the 4th of July.
Buying direct means higher quality, custom choice, and faster delivery, all at the fairest price. From our factory to your family room, direct is better. Visit the Texture Showroom.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Your 6 First Alert forecast is sponsored by Pyramid Roofing.
Good morning, everyone. First alert to some spotty showers today. Mostly cloudy skies and just some on and off light rain. Not a washout by any means. 83 for the high today. And we'll keep that dew point in the muggy range most of the day.
Share your child's Sketch the Sky artwork on 6 News Daybreak. Draw the weather around you. Snap a photo. Click to upload at WOWT.com.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Today's going to be another one of those days where it's not going to be as hot out there. Seeing still some highs in the 90s, but seeing a lot of highs in the 80s, especially across a lot of our central Kansas counties and cities. Take advantage of that high heat relief while it's here, because it looks like temperatures are going to start to turn back up by tomorrow. A few early passing showers and thunderstorms early in the day, and then by later on this afternoon, especially during the evening, needing to watch out for another round of storms that's going to roll through, some of which could be strong to severe, possibly all the way into the overnight.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
After a very active day yesterday, we see a cold front rolling through, pushing those storms east and out of our viewing area, bringing in some more cooler temperatures for today, breezier conditions settling in, so high temperatures into the 80s. We'll continue to see more of that sunshine for today, and then Friday into Saturday, we'll start to begin a warm-up before another cold front comes in, bringing some chance of showers for Sunday into Monday with temperatures into the upper 80s, lower 90s by mid-next week.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning. Some clouds around early today, then becoming mostly sunny in a hurry as a drier northwest flow is moving through. That's going to drop the humidity. The dew points are lower. The air gets lighter. It's just going to be a nice afternoon with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and a refreshing northwest breeze. Sunshine for Friday. Start to warm things up a bit tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the lower 80s. As far as the weekend is concerned, Sunday is the better of the 2 days with drier weather.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good Thursday morning. I'm 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Adam Stremko. A beautiful morning after some heavy rain, gusty winds last night. Skies continue to clear out. It's going to be a beautiful day today, and the temperature is going to be cooler, and the humidity will be dropping as well. There goes the rain. You can see there goes the clouds as well, as we're seeing more in the way of sunshine. Daycast as we head towards 10 o'clock, partly to mostly sunny, 71 degrees. Sunshine at 1 o'clock, 78. Lots of sunshine at 5 o'clock. Temperature right around 80 degrees.
And that's your latest weather. Guys, that's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Look at Thursday morning, Alaska. Another hot and dry day to be expected. Red flag conditions through the interior. That goes into effect at 10 a.m. this morning. 84 in Fairbanks. Strong thunderstorms look likely for parts of the state. In fact, the northwest Arctic borough out towards Ukiah could see some thunderstorm development today. Already severe thunderstorm warnings have been issued out towards Kivalina. As far as those temperatures today, we're going to see afternoon highs topping out in the upper 60s, lower 70s, even warmer through the Copper River Basin.
And that's your latest weather. Guys,